How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
Lovely. Now, you've interviewed lots of powerful people, prime ministers, and...
But never anything quite as impressive as this line.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask you.
I'm quite nervous, Chummy. You are the YouTube sensation.
Genuinely nervous?
Genuinely,
sure?
half my family, all the young ones, they love you.
Oh,
so I'm feeling slightly in awe of you.
Okay, cool.
You get more hits than I do.
Piers, you've edited, judged, presented. What hat are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing my sort of former newspaper hat tonight, in the sense that what I love about First News is that when I was a newspaper editor, the biggest challenge was to try and get young people to buy the paper, because you're in a modern age where TV and the internet has taken over from traditional newspapers, and young people just don't really read papers. So how do you get news to young people in a way that they're going to find exciting? And we've done it with First News in the printed form, and I think through the TV form now, it's a really exciting new development where I think we're going to get young people interested in news and what we have to offer in the paper, and that's great.
So you've been a judge on both Britain's Got Talent and America's Got Talent. How do the two countries compare? Who do you think has more talent?
Everyone always asks me that. The talent tends to be kind of the same. You get the same number of, how can I put this politely, deluded acts who think they are brilliant but maybe they're not. And then you get a lot of very, very good acts that perhaps don't think they're that good. Susan Boyle being a classic example of someone who didn't know how good she was. And I think that it's the mixture of surprise and humour that gives both shows the impact that they have and why they're so successful.
Do you have one act that's been your favourite in all the episodes?
It would have to be Susan Boyle.
Sure.
Although Stavros Flatley would come a close second. I see them at everything I go to. They are the hardest working, most successful act after Susan out there.
And we're also launching Class Act tonight. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, Class Act is quite straightforward. It's a kind of version of Britain's Got Talent for school children. You know, come along. Every school is encouraged to take part and just show us what you've got. We want to find talent in the classroom. And let's see what we can find. It'd be very exciting if we found a real breakout star, wouldn't it?
Now, you've judged with Simon Cowell. You've also interviewed Simon Cowell. Were you slightly jealous when he won the Special Award at the BAFTAs the other night?
Well, I wasn't until I won my own BAFTA. 15 minutes later. Charlie, you were there. Obviously, you were presenting.
But
and I
one.
was receiving.
Right.
So I am actually now a BAFTA winner. I was a bit disappointed when I was introduced earlier. You didn't introduce me as Piers Morgan BAFTA winner.
Okay, so now we have it. Piers Morgan, the BAFTA winner.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Charlie McDonald, the BAFTA presenter.
Well, I was quite annoyed that Simon, you may remember, made a speech in which he thanked all the people that he works with. Anton Deck, Amanda, blah, 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 blah. He looked at me, and I'd sent him, I can tell you what happened now, I sent him a text earlier in the day saying, please don't mention me too many times in your speech, ha ha.
So he didn't do it
So he didn't mention me at all. Which then became, Cal snubs Morgan, he's for the chop. And that's how the infernal media work.
So you've moved away from editing newspapers more recently, driven towards television and that kind of thing. Do you miss editing?
I think you miss it on a big breaking news story. You know, when it's all kicking off and you can imagine being back in the newsroom and as editor you'd be running the show with hundreds of journalists doing whatever you told them to do. That was really exciting. It doesn't happen that often and I was getting slightly bored towards the end. So I think I missed the drama of those days and I missed the camaraderie of the journalists who are always very cynical, dark people. I like them.
So now with your massive TV career, do you think getting fired was a blessing in disguise?
Yeah, I wish I'd been fired years ago. No, it's all turned out quite well. I think if you go into these things with a positive mind, I found being fired quite funny. So nobody else did. My mum was like, what? Why are you laughing? I was like, it's funny, isn't it? I think as long as you're positive, and I'm always sort of glass half full kind of character, then things happen.
Great.
Lovely. Well, thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
Piers.
Good luck with it.
Nice.